Hi dear students, today we are going to start the topic HPLC. HPLC means High Performance Liquid Chromatography. HPLC, High Performance Liquid Chromatography. It is used for the separation of organic compounds which are non-volatile in nature. So HPLC is used for the separation of non-volatile compounds. Normally this method is used for the separation of large molecular weight compounds such as triterpenoids, polypeptides, cholesterol, etc. Then we are moving to the principle of HPLC. Principle of HPLC is the differential distribution of components between the two phases. Two phases means stationary phase and mobile phase. Of course, in HPLC, the mobile phase is liquid. Stationary phase, SP means the stationary phase, either it is a solid or it is a liquid. The common principle is differential distribution of components between these two phases. If the stationary phase is the solid, the principle is adsorption. And if the stationary phase is liquid, the principle is called partition. That's about the principle of HPLC. So, solid stationary phase, we can use the method as adsorption, and liquid stationary phase, we can use the method as partition. Again, it is used for the separation of non-volatile. It is the key word here. Okay. Then we are moving to the instrumentation of HPLC. In the instrumentation, there are three important parts are the analytical column, guard column and detectors. Once again, the important parts in the instrument of HPLC is analytical column, guard column and detector. And first one is analytical column. They are usually packed with a particle in the range of 3 to 10 gram. Then it is made up of smooth stainless tube and its length is about 30 centimeter and diameter is about 1 centimeter. And the important thing is two type of column packing can be used in analytical column. First one is normal phase silica and second one is reverse phase silica. Analytical column, it is made up of stainless steel material. Its length is about 30 centimeter, diameter is 1 centimeter. Here two type of packing materials can be used. One is normal phase silica and other one is reverse phase silica. Silica bonded with OCH3 instead of OH group. It is called reverse phase silica. In normal phase silica, silica is actually bonded with OH group, whereas instead of OH, in reverse phase silica, it is bonded with OCH3. That is the main difference. In normal phase silica, polar compounds are adsorbed to great extent and their retention time will be more. But two important factors are there in normal phase silica. One is the extent of adsorption is high, at the same time the retention time will be more. Then we are moving to the second part, guard column. First one, analytical column. Two type packings are the normal phase silica and reverse phase silica. In normal phase silica, normally silicon is bonded to OH. Here in reverse phase, instead of OH, we can use OCH3 group. Okay. Then second one, guard column. Guard column is kept before the analytical column. This guard column actually helps to remove the particulate matter present in solvent and thereby increase the life of analytical column. Here look at the instrumentation of HPLC. Analytical column is there. So guard column which is kept before this analytical column and it helps to remove the particulate matter. Particulate matter means minute impurities present in the solvent and thereby increase the life of analytical column. Then we are moving to the detectors used in HPLC. There are two type of detectors used in HPLC. One is called solute property detector and second one is called bulk property detector. Solute property detectors, they are actually respond to the solute properties such as UV absorbance, fluorescence properties, etc. Whereas bulk property detectors respond to the bulk properties such as refractive index, dielectric constant, density, etc. of the mobile phase. So in HPLC, two type of detectors are used, solute property detector and bulk property detector. Solute property detector is respond to the properties such as UV absorbance, fluorescence, etc. Bulk property detector, it is respond to the bulk properties such as refractive index, dielectric constant, density, etc. Then we are moving to the procedure of HPLC. The liquid mobile phase is pumped at required pressure and flow rate through the analytical column which contain the stationary phase. Here the pump is there, solvent reservoir is there. So the liquid mobile phase is pumped at required pressure and its flow can be regulated with the help of a pulse damper here. So the liquid mobile phase is pumped at required pressure and flow rate through the analytical column which contain the stationary phase. Then the non-volatile sample, here this method is used for the separation of non-volatile compounds. So the non-volatile sample materials are injected into the analytical column with the help of this syringe. Okay, so first one, the liquid mobile phase is pumped at required pressure and flow rate through this analytical column. This analytical column contains the stationary phase. Then the non-volatile samples are injected into this analytical column with the help of a syringe. Then the components are carried along the column at different rates due to differential distribution between stationary phase and mobile phase. And last step is the elution. Elution we already discussed in column chromatography. The adsorbed particles can be dissolved by the addition of suitable amount of solvent is elution. Here also the adsorbed components can be come out from this column by the method of elution. But here in HPLC, two type of elution can be used in its procedure. First one is isocratic elution and second one is gradient elution. Here in HPLC, two type of elution techniques can be used, isocratic elution and gradient elution. Isocratic elution means a single solvent of constant composition is used. Isocratic means single solvent of constant composition is used. Gradient elution means two or more solvents that differ very much in polarity is used. So once again, here two type of elutions are used in HPLC, isocratic elution and gradient elution. Isocratic means single solvent of constant composition is used. Gradient elution means two or more solvents that differ very much in polarity is used. Then among isocratic elution and gradient elution is found to be more effective because during elution, the ratio of solvent is varied in programmed manner. The gradient elution gives the better separation in less time. But due to two different factors, one is solvent having different polarity can be used. Then second one, its separation is very good at the same time. It requires less time. So due to these reasons, gradient elution is much more effective. Then we can use some of the common organic solvents for the elution purposes. Normal hexane, benzene, acetone, methanol, etc. Then the components are emerge out from the column. They are detected and recorded like that of previous chromatographic techniques. Then we are moving to the application. It is used for the separation of non-volatile organic compounds, used for the separation of polypeptides. Then more amount of components can be separated when it is coupled with the other chromatographic techniques. So once again, I mentioned the application. First one, it is used for the separation of non-volatile organic compounds. Second one, used for the separation of polypeptides. And third one, more amount of compounds can be separated when it is combined with or coupled with other chromatographic techniques.